Hey everyone, Nubkeks here and welcome back to the Road to Grandmaster. In today's video, I'm going to be playing the best support in the game, who has been the best support in the game for pretty much the whole season, at least, if not more. I can't quite remember now, but Malfurion, he's who we're talking about, and he's been top tier support for a very long time at this stage. He's also a hero that I just don't play, because I just never enjoyed playing the hero, ever, not even once. Well, came to the end of this draft, you're going to see, as you can already see if you're familiar with the drafting process, I will be the final pick of the entire game, having information on the exact 9 heroes that every other person is going to be playing, the exact compositions, the map, and everything. I decided Malf was actually by far the best fit. He was available. I should really pick him. And yeah, I'll talk about why, of course. And yeah, I just decided, you know what the heck, why not? I'll pick up Malf, I'll play him. So yeah, it should be kind of fun and interesting. And I'll basically talk you guys through my thought process, what I made of the hero, how he performed, all that sort of thing, as we go through this. Anyway, we had Nazebo first picked. Tastar still available, which is somewhat scary. Enemy team does grab Lucio. There's Varian and Sylvanas panned out. And Zeratul is grabbed by the enemy team. So yeah, I mean, like, Tassadar is definitely... Tassadar is so underrated right now, by the way. I'm going to try to get you guys a Tassadar video. I was actually curious very much for Tassadar. Let me find you the name of the talent, actually, while we're looking at this. That level 1 talent, Templar's Will, right? You probably don't know this one. It got a huge change in the last patch, but it didn't get much attention because it was so underwhelming when it first came out. But this is the one. It's a quest. You attack heroes, enemy heroes, to get mana back. And then after spending 30 seconds attacking heroes, it increases the damage of its basic attacks by 150%. Then after another 30 seconds, it increases the range by a small chunk. Well, turns out that talent's actually really good. I took a glance yesterday. It has something like a 60-something% win rate at master level play. So probably a vastly overtuned talent. I've played against it a couple of times, and it has actually felt very strong. I'm pretty sure Tastar doesn't take it here. Well, actually, we'll find out. I presume he doesn't, though. But obviously, that would be really good against, like, a Zeratul, right? But, yeah, the enemy team... Before I talk... Yeah, but I'll try to get you a gameplay of that Tastar thing soon. I probably expect it to maybe be tweaked or changed. I don't know. Like, they definitely need to do a pretty big balance pass on the game, which I'm recording this on Monday morning, this commentary. So expecting a pretty substantial balance patch during the week, or probably a balance patch and then a PTR patch pretty soon as well, with even more changes. We'll see. But anyway, yeah, they didn't ban out Tassadar for some reason. They banned out Sonya instead, which means we get Tassadar, which is very good against Zeratul. He's a very good hero overall. He's very good on this map. And we have a Tracer to combo with him. The enemy grabs Vala and ETC to round out their draft. And yeah, so here we are at the end of ours. You can see these are the supports that are available. I mean, Rhaegar, Kharazim are still up. Brightwing is there, but Brightwing would not work. Okay, so let's look at Rhaegar, Kharazim, Brightwing, Oriel. Let's consider all of those, right? So why did I pick Malf? Well, I'm going to be playing a support that needs to support primarily here a Tracer and a Li Ming. We're also going to be working with Tassadar, so that's kind of handy for us. And we need to be able to work against ETC and a Zeratul, primarily. They're the main things we're focused on. In Nazebo and Vala, they just do sustained damage. It's not too much for us to worry about. Lucio, maybe a little bit. What Malf does really well, how he fits really well into our team's draft, apart from being the best support in the game, is he works really well with Tracer, right? His regrowths, his Q healing spell, really strong on Tracer. You know, it's a nice, big, meaty heal over time. You can just pop that on Tracer, and you know, she's got such a small health pool. It's super effective, and you know, having that consistent guaranteed healing coming in makes it much easier for Tracer to be aggressive and to get damage and value done. Let's say Kharazim in comparison, right, we just would not be able to provide any sort of that support to Tracer. You know, we'd have that one like heal, AoE heal every few seconds. It's really nothing in comparison to what we can do on Malf. We're also working with Li Ming. We can, you know, give her interfates, we can give her mana back with our trait, and we can restore her mana. Level 1, I grabbed Scouting Drone. So this is a pretty huge deal, going to be against the Zeratul as well. We're going to be able to cover our flanks and our back with the scouting drones, just really making life difficult for Zeratul and making his invasions and things much harder to pull off. So for example, throw a scouting drone right down there, which is going to cover that bottom brush and that bottom flank point. So no Zeratul sneak attack is going to come from that angle. I could throw them up near the middle area of the top of Haunted Mines, which actually reveals the center of the mines as well. There's a few different things we can do. They engage me pretty hard. Not too worried here. But yeah, you can see Tracer takes a few chunks of damage. We're actually going to come across and just get in the way of Zeratul in case he's going to throw a W on her. I think it was probably on cooldown, but there you go. As you can see, you know, one of those. G-Fear goes very low. He actually just got barely saved by his level 1 talent. Good choice there by him. All our team going pretty low. We got a good route to follow up on Johanna. And we're just trying to keep everyone alive here. Gonna throw a scouting drone up to the north just to cover that north flank point. Could have put it up a bit further forwards. I mean a bit more northwards to hide it a bit more from the enemy team. But this will do. But as you can see, like, we've burned through all of our mana doing this. But we have been able to keep you know, Tracer and Li Ming quite healthy. Now here we go, Tracer's on half-life. I don't have any mana, unfortunately. It's 40 mana. You can see, yeah, I'm actually just checking it right there. It's like, how much mana is this goddamn thing? Tracer missed her thing, her bomb. But as you can see, like, 1 Q from us is pretty much enough to heal Tracer up fully, which is incredibly useful. Incredibly useful. With Scouting Drones against Zeratul, we're going to have Twilight Dream against Zeratul and against Mosh Pits from ETC as well. We're going to have Cleanse at level 7. We're going to have Ice Block at level 13 to protect ourselves. Bolt of the Storm at level 20 for big engages or big escapes. And just great sustained healing for our team. And yeah, I mean, it's just like, again, like I said, you know, we could play Rhaegar, but we wouldn't have as much, you know, healing for Tracer. We wouldn't be able to enable Tracer as much. On Rhaegar, we wouldn't have the Scouting Drone. We could play Karazim, we could get air allies, which is something. We probably want earth allies, though, against the Zeratul. Here we go, Scouting Drone spots him out. Such a useful talent here at level 1. Throw a heal on the Tracer, who's B-stepping as she reloads her weapon. And she's on the hunt, chases him away. Nicely done. Nicely done. Yeah, I mean, like, Rhaegar, he doesn't have enough healing for Tracer to really do her thing anywhere near as well as we can provide with Malf. And we do want to heal her a bit, because Tastar is our solo laner. He's not with Tracer for most of this game. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's just, Malf just brought so much. He just brought so much. We could play Oriel, but we don't really have a good damage dealer to generate energy. It's like, yeah, well, Tracer does lots of damage, but we're not going to be anywhere near her, and we can't give her consistent heals unless we're doing damage. Like, what happens if Tracer loses half of her life, and then Li Ming doesn't land any skill shots? Well, hey, sorry, no heals for you, Tracer. So, yeah, I was kind of sitting here going, the only really good choice is Malf. I mean, same with Brightwing, also doesn't do enough healing for Tracer, really. We'd have Peekaboo, but no Scouting Drone. But Malf he's just the best option in this case. I was just like, I would love to not have to play him, but he's just the best option here. He just is. There's nothing much we can do. And the roots are super useful as well. Like, here we go. That's a big 3-person root, I think, or 2-person. We could make pretty big root though. Synergizes quite nicely with Johanna, I have to say. You know, the Johanna Condemn pulls people back just long enough to catch them in a root. It's kind of nice, actually. Healed, by the way, healed Tassadar there instead of Johanna. That's kind of worth noting, right? Because they were the enemy heroes. We'd beaten them in a fight. They weren't going to be invading. Johanna was super low on life and mana, so Johanna's going to be Heartstoning. Whereas Tassadar was just low on life. In fact, he was using his shield to try to heal himself up. So I healed the Tassadar instead of Johanna. She had to pop her shield to survive the boss. Well, she probably would have survived anyway. But she popped the shield. We could probably have killed him here if the Li Ming hadn't finished her Heartstone. Oh well. But yeah, so just heal Tassadar up because he's the one who's actually going to the lane. There's no point in healing Johanna. Like, to make super sure she'll survive the boss. It doesn't matter if we're super sure she'll survive the boss or not. She either survives it or she doesn't. And she's going to be Heartstoning anyway. Hilariously, Zeratul actually gets caught in the very edge of the route at the very end of it. He makes it out alive, thanks to Lucio, but it's a pretty close thing. I thought that was kind of funny. Got kind of lucky there. Again, another absolutely huge root condemn combo. Catches 3 heroes this time. Yeah, does a fair whack of damage. They almost got caught in the boss stun, which would have been epic and excellent. No such luck, though. Could maybe cleanse her out of that. Kind of did a bit of a panic cleanse right there. I wasn't sure if the ETC power slide could hit her. Did a bit of a panic pre-cleanse. Just be like, okay, I was making this second safe and then you'll be able to escape hopefully with the teleport or whatever. It worked out, but not because of the cleanse. The cleanse was a bit dodgy. Oh well. Gonna throw down a scouting drone here. Again, cover the flanks and give us vision of that mid area. And yeah, other talents, by the way. So level 4, Alun's Grace is the talent of choice. Increases the range of your Q, W, and E by 25%. Really useful, especially the roots. Makes it much easier to land roots. A bit more consistent to heal people as well. Just do everything a little bit better. And then level 7, the cleanse that I mentioned too. And so far we are a level and a little bit up, which is pretty substantial. The first mine phase went well for us. We got a big wave here, so we do want to try push this in fairly aggressively. I'll throw down some roots here. Vala actually walks into it, takes tons of damage, but does walk away alive. But still, you know, that's a pretty good pressure to put down on her. She actually tapped the well and healed that back up, plus the Lucio amp it up. But that definitely protects us. Hey, if Lucio has to amp it up to heal, it means he can't amp up the movement speed to try to dive us or gag us or anything of that nature. Alright, cool. Gotta come and lay down probably some more vision things. I'm gonna put one here in the top left this time. Just scout out a bit more aggressively this time. Place it right there. Again, we've got vision into the center, and this should cover Zeratul rotations through that sort of middle area to try to punish the Tassadar. Trying to heal Tracer, but I miss and heal Johanna instead, which sucks. I mean, it's still getting value, but nowhere near as much as we would have wanted. Tracer is now healed. She has a Task Shield on her. She's got a regrowth on her. And this is a pretty supercharged Tracer. This is a pretty supercharged Tracer right now. Once again, another heal, another Task Shield, and she is back in business. Playing very cautiously at this point, you know, careful of the Zeratul flank. Just ready with my teammates in case they need me. It's playing it very safe. Like, I don't want to invest. If I invest all my cooldowns, I've got very little mana as well. If I over-invest here, we could get punished quite hard. They could potentially dive us and get a lot of damage down, so we don't want to do that. Nice work by Li Ming and Johanna there, getting a good chunk of damage. Poking in and out. We're going to make our way into the mines. Gonna throw a vision thing here just to scout that north entrance of the mines, because as you can see, the rest of our team is rotating away. So I want to make sure that that side of things is covered and that we're not going to be surprised or got caught out of position while we're over here. Tracer is doing her thing. She might die here. She's kind of all alone. Yeah, she does die. Was trying to catch Zeratul late. He didn't know that he'd been... Well, I'm sure he probably did know he was spotted, but I was thinking maybe we could catch him in a rotation. And this is where things get a bit scary. Our teammates are chasing that a little bit. I'm not quite sure. I wasn't quite sure where the enemy team was. Okay, we found them here. I'm going to throw a vision scouting drone on that point to cover, again, 3 different routes and prevent any Zeratul flanks. We've got level 10, so we should win this fight. ETC is in the top lane, as you can see, so it's we're not outnumbered. We have heroic, so we should be able to push in pretty aggressively. Which is what our teammates were trying to do. Catch Zeratul. Everyone blows their heroics in an attempt to catch him. Don't quite get it. Very close, though. I could have actually thrown down the roots kind of preemptively on the entrance to the mines. That would have been a pretty good idea, and we could have zoned them out. Just prevented them from getting onto that entrance for a second or so, giving our teammates time to force wall and stuff. I actually just didn't realize they had force wall. Right here, I need to get in a good position for a Twilight Dream. There we go, we hit 3 heroes. Now they had a heal on them, or not the heal, they had the shield on them, sound barrier from Lucio. So I wasn't able to do much damage. But nonetheless, we did get a big 3-person silence, which is a pretty big deal. So you could see me looking at that. They were obviously eyeing up. I think it was Li Ming was caught in the VP. Like, one of our heroes, it's very important, right? One of our allies was on very low health, caught in the VP. With a hero that low, it actually becomes quite safe, really, for you to walk forwards. And Hero League, I'm talking about specifically, it becomes quite safe for us to actually walk into the middle of the enemy team like that and silence 3 people. Why? Well, because they're not going to be hitting me, right? It's dangerous as a support normally because the enemy team will hit you. Well, guess what? If you've got a 20% health Li Ming, they're not going to be hitting you on Malf. They're going to be hitting 20% health Li Ming. That's what they're going to be hitting. I was thinking we'd burn this thing down faster than we did. We did not, and this is a bit of a disaster. We're going to lose some of these seeds. I'm just going to run away because he's dead. There's nothing I can do about that. I just want to save myself here. No need for me to die as well. But yeah, that was... I'm not sure what the rest of our team was doing. I think they overestimated how quickly we could burn that thing down. Tracer kind of overcommitted a little bit as well, and then these guys went way too far forward, so they're both going to die too. I don't know what they were doing at all. They got greedy, soaking an extra lane, and got super punished for it. But yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Again, it was nothing really to do with us. We did the best we could in that sort of situation. I'm not sure exactly, because I was thinking about explaining the whole when it's safe to like go deep as a support, because, you know, you've got other priority targets that override the, oh, it's a squishy support in the middle of the enemy team, he's a priority target thing. But yeah, something went horribly wrong there in terms of the rotations from the team. They thought we'd burn down the golem much quicker than we actually would, and Tas and Li Ming never came, which is a problem. And then they went to bottom lane and got caught out. I'm not sure what happened, but oh well. We still got a stronger golem, so that's okay, though we did lose a fort and the enemy team did not. Looks like we might even lose 2 forts if the enemy team continues to push down bottom. We don't have the best, by any means, golem killing team. We really want to win those. We don't want to have to de-push them. Tracer and Li Ming aren't necessarily the best at doing that, or Tassadar. Looks like, yeah, so we lose 2 forts because of that. But we're not too far behind in terms of XP, but we are behind in terms of levels. Not in terms of structures. We're behind in terms of structures. Our levels are okay though. We're going to be level 13. They're about half a level ahead of us, which isn't obviously ideal, but we can definitely deal with it and live with it. We'll be okay. But yeah, so for me as Smile playing this game, what am I looking for? I'm looking to keep Li Ming and Tracer in particular topped up with my regrowths, with my Qs. I'm looking to knock Zeratul out of stealth with W whenever possible and assist a bit in terms of damage and wave clear with those moon fires as well. Want to land sort of roots on squishy enemy team members. Like Zeratul is incredibly difficult to catch, but if we could catch him, that would be great. But we're not expecting that. I'm going to throw a scouting drone to watch that top camp. We want to place scouting drones to watch, you know, camps, watch flank points, basically prevent Zeratul from flanking, keep an eye on things in the mines as well. We want to cleanse basically squishy heroes out of like ETC combos. That's really the main thing for cleanse here. Don't need to worry about others that much. We want to use Twilight Dream to silence multiple members if we can. Potentially we need it to zone off and peel off a Zeratul. Probably we need it to interrupt Mosh Pit. That was a really nice move by Johanna. Almost killed him right there. We do get caught in a zombie wall, and Nazeebo threw his heroic down on us, so we can use Ice Block to prevent that. Went in for a silence there. That would have been a really good one, but didn't quite work out for us. Sad face. We got knocked back by ETC and interrupted mid-cast. But yeah, that would have hit a couple of heroes and worked pretty well. This is the zoning things to try to escape from this. We're all pretty low on life. Just kind of reset, refresh, enter the mines, and then we could look to fight in the mines. I'll throw down another scouting drone here, cover this flank once again, and give us vision of the center of the mines as well. I think that's how it works. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm wrong, or it needs to be placed in a specific spot. But yeah, I forgot to say, but Ice Block, level 13 right there. As you saw, pretty crucial in that fight. We would have died otherwise. But yeah, Ice Block will protect us from Nazeebo, if that's a problem, and he didn't take Gargantuan for whatever reason, so we probably will need it to avoid some of that damage. Really good combo by our team. We get a nice route as well, and 2 heroes to follow up. That's a Zeratul pretty much dead already. Nicely played. But yeah, we had really nice team synergies in this game, I have to say. Like, everyone was working well together, capitalizing well together. We constructed a good comp. Oh! Feels bad. Oh, they got him. They got him. Nicely done. Myself and Johanna are going to start in this mid-boss. I'm going to help burning it down as efficiently as possible. And, yeah, level 16. Not quite hit yet, but level 16, you got a couple of pretty decent options. In this game, I go for Tenacious Roots, which I think is overall the better talent of that tier by a small bit, which makes your Entangling Roots, your E, grow 25% larger, last 25% longer, and also do half a second longer route. That's a pretty huge deal. It's just a bigger zone that lasts for longer and also routes for much longer too. Yeah, it's pretty impactful. It becomes a 2-second route at that stage, which is pretty disgusting. So yeah, we can definitely use and abuse that for sure. I actually realized that we've got enough mana. We don't actually need Hearthstone, so I'm just going to come and help Tracer out here. Interesting, your Twilight Dream talent, level 10, that heroic, actually gives you 1.5 additional mana regen, which is kind of funky. They should probably remove that. They should probably remove that. It doesn't seem all that necessary. Twilight Dream, turns out, hey, it's really good. That was pretty useful for us. Looks like Zeratul actually took Spell Shields, if I saw that animation correctly. Which, yeah, that burned Lucio's sound barrier right there, which is fantastic for pretty much just a pulse bomb, which is great. So this will enable us to actually push in much more aggressively and do a lot of damage. So that's Spell Shield down for a little while, and then most importantly, sound barrier is gone. Now they're actually going to come in pretty hard right here. Get caught in a VP. This is fine. The VP really not synergizing well at all with that. I was expecting them to maybe collapse on us more out of the VP, which is why I threw some defensive routes. But then, of course, turns they don't have really any follow-up with that because, you know, the Ravenous Spirit was burned early. That's so much of their damage. They don't actually have anything to follow up on. So we're actually quite safe. ETC decided not to go in with Mosh. I'm pretty... Obviously, he didn't take Mosh Pit. Sorry, so I don't know why I was saying we should worry about Mosh Pit, but that was part of the reason for taking Twilight Dream in the original place, would be obviously to prevent and work against a Mosh Pit. He doesn't have it, he's got Stage Dive. Get a decent route right there. And right here, I've been obviously looking fairly aggressively, at least in my mind, for, you know, a good Twilight Dream opportunity for that whole portion of the fight right there. The enemy team was playing quite cautiously, but yeah, like potentially right there in that sort of push down to that keep, we could have actually gone a bit more aggressive, maybe got a couple of kills by going in and using Twilight Dream or roots more aggressively, just like push the limits, not play so cautiously. That definitely could be a thing. Definitely could be. Again, like first game playing Malf in months, so I don't know. It actually wasn't too bad playing him because obviously you played so many Malf games. That's where that was a very good force wall. We come in, get a good silence on 4 members of the enemy team, land a route as well. Zeratul goes down as well. Really well played by Tastar with the force wall to set that up. Ice block for good measure, why not? That's 4 enemy heroes dead, we can just go to core. But yeah, really good force wall. Split the enemy team up, stop them from actually killing the Tracer. Then we were able to follow it up with our CC afterwards. And yeah, the power of resets balance, also freaking Malf balance. There you go, 2-second route. Nice knockback and force wall as well. Well played team capitalizing on that route. And yeah, there you go. Definitely playing this game, got a real feel for just how strong Malf is. I was really happy with the pick. And yeah, like it was kind of one of the situations where I felt that, you know, the pick was such a good pick for the compositions that actually like outdid the fact that I haven't played Malf. And then again, as I mentioned there at the end, you know, because Malf is played in nearly every freaking game that he's not banned in these days, like you do get like it's not the same as actually having experience playing the hero, but you get some freaking iPhone beeping at me. You get some experience, like you get some insight into what the hero ought to do and what he does do. So that was kind of fun. We actually got level 7 off of that and the skin variation, which is nice. I think we do a bit of style keks here at the end. We'll see. But Scouting Drone, Alloons, Grace, Cleanse, Twilight Dream, Ice Block, and then Tenacious Roots. That was the talent build I went for. Probably Bolt of the Storm at level 20. Of course, you know, Storm Shield is an option as well, which would have been helpful potentially against the VPs and stuff like that. You know, Storm Shield out of a VP to try keep people alive. There you go, bit of Style Keks. Got a new skin mount combo. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. I actually like that skin color in Malf a lot. It really gives him a different theme. It's one of the best, I think, base skin tints, and one that's been there from near the start of the game as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, there you go, guys. He's a very, very strong hero. He has so much playmaking in his kit. You know, he's a real playmaker. There's so much utility that you bring. It's like you bring some pretty decent healing with your Q, with your regrowth. It's not bad by any means. It's not bad by any means. And like I said, a very good healer for backing up someone like Tracer. Because, you know, that sustained single target healing you can give her just helps her get so much more value out of that. So that's why, part of why I picked that up. You know, we could also restore mana, and Innervate, I didn't actually mention specifically what it does, but it gives your Innervate 30-second cooldown, your trait, gives the hero 20% of their mana back over 5 seconds, and their abilities recharge 50% faster. Pretty big deal, right? Pretty big deal. Obviously combos very well with nearly all the mages in the game. Probably least so at Li Ming because, well, heck, she gets resets anyway, so the cooldowns don't necessarily matter. But we can certainly throw that on her and amp up her damage in a team fight. So I was trying to do that in the game. I'm not sure that it worked that well, or that we used it as effectively as possible. That was the idea, though, and then as well, a bit of mana back for people, help them with their sustain through the game too. Moonfire, you know, a little bit of extra damage. Entangling Roots is such a huge playmaking ability. It's so strong. And we had some really good roots in this game. I think I would be able to say that. It comboed really well with Johanna. Comboed really well with Tassadar with Force Wall. Again, this is a new Tassadar build now. Excuse me. That he has been, yeah, like I remember last week, in fact, before I realized this new Tassadar build, I was kind of going, oh, well, Force Wall kind of sucks. You know, you want to go for Archon. Well, not anymore. There's this new Tassadar build with like Templar's Will and Force Wall that actually becomes quite powerful. But it worked really well in this game for us. You know, Force Walls into roots, the Johanna stuns as well, condemn into roots. All that stuff comboed very nicely. And then, of course, you know, in terms of talents, Malf brings such an array of activatable talents that are so powerful and all have huge playmaking potential. So Scouting Drone at level 1, such a huge deal. I know a lot of people are frustrated with like the stealth meta and quick match at the moment. Hey, Malf is such a great way to counteract that, right? But yeah, like Scouting Drone, it's just super useful against what can be extremely oppressive and powerful and OP heroes in Valeera and Zeratul. Like, they can just run wild and destroy your team. Malf makes that... He brings so much protection from that with Scouting Drone, and with Twilight Dream, of course, and potentially Roots as well. Elun's Grace at level 4. The range, I think it's just the best one overall. Specifically for Roots, I would say it makes landing the Roots, good Roots, much easier. A level 7 Cleanse, your go-to there. We didn't really have many cleanse opportunities in this game. But yeah, I figured it would be useful just to pick up, you know, just in case. But yeah, I mean, we could have actually picked Mule in this game. In the end, it would have worked fairly well on this map, but oh well. It's not a huge deal, really. And I do need to practice cleansing myself, because I don't play supports very much. And I like playing supports that don't have cleanse for whatever reason. But yeah, it was good for me to practice some cleansing, even if we didn't probably make the most use out of it. Twilight Dream then at level 10, another huge playmaking ability. 3-second AoE silence that also hits like a truck. Gives you a bit of passive mana regen as an added bonus, which is actually very useful, I have to say. But yeah, I mean, that AoE silence is a massive deal. And as you saw in this game, it's all about, you know, looking for your opportunity, understanding the enemy team and their target prioritization. So when you see that they are focusing on one of your allies, like when that is their target, you can basically save their asses by like coming in on a bit of a flank on Malf, Twilight Dream. Once you pull off Twilight Dream, there's not that much counterplay that a lot of heroes can bring against you because they are silenced, so you're fairly safe in terms of running away. Once you get Ice Block at 13, it obviously becomes much more doable as well because you've got Ice Block to help you out. But yeah, I mean, if one of your squishy heroes, or even one of your tanks sometimes, gets a little bit out of position, they get collapsed upon. You know, walking in, Twilight Dream, big AoE damage and silence, that can be the thing that turns the team fight. So it's all about keeping an eye not only on your own team and the way they're moving, but also like the enemy team as well, and kind of trying to develop an understanding. This will just help you be a better player in general. But very important for this ability is understanding who they're looking at, what they're trying to do, and when you notice that they're not going to be focused on you, then it becomes safe to move forwards aggressively and to go for a Twilight Dream. Alternatively, as well, we could have used that to like just peel off a Zeratul. Like Zeratul tries to dive someone, we can hit him with Twilight Dream and just chase him away. Ice Block at 13, super useful for your survivability. So you're going to be looking at, you know, with this build, Scouting Drone, Cleanse and Ice Block, it's a lot of extra buttons, and then Bolt of the Storm at level 20. So you're looking at 4 extra buttons, kind of piano Malfurion, but I think it's worth it overall. Tenacious Roots are already covered. But yeah, I mean, like, there's so much playmaking there. Scouting Drones, Cleanses, AoE silences, AoE roots, Ice Blocks, yeah. Bolts in, you know, later in the game, you can Bolt of the Storm into a Twilight Dream, that sort of thing. He's a big playmaker. I actually enjoyed him a lot more than I expected. And yeah, obviously he's still the best support in the game until they patch it in some way. Or it could take several patches, I don't know. But yeah, he's awesome. He won't do as much healing, obviously, as like a Morales or a Lucio, late game Lucio will. But what he does bring is a lot of playmaking potential, so much utility, and so many different tools that you can use. And that is why he is considered #1 right now. Guys, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you all again next time for more Heroes of the Storm. Bye-bye.